My dream that I would announce to everyone was I wanted to be a professional basketball player. Deep down inside, I mean, you could tell by this
Shout out to
joke
Matt
that I
G.
wanted to be a stand-up comedian. And I
Y'all will
wouldn't
never
tell
get out of
anyone
the first
because
round.
I couldn't imagine what my Asian mother would think if I told her I wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
This is so dope.
My name is Jay Wei. I'm 31 years old. I live in Sunnyville, California. I'm a social media personality and also an entrepreneur.
So basically,
and I
he a
make about
TikToker.
$120,000 a year.
I upgraded my wife's headphones to AirPods with scissors. She told me to do the dishes. Done.
I have not seen this
Well,
yet.
I was born and raised in Sunnyvale, California. Grew up with my mom and my dad and my older brother. I grew up not far from this house, but this house we're sitting here right now is where I spent my high school years.
So he's married. Oh, see that? Listen, he makes $120,000 a year, and he lives with his wife and Sharon, his mother. Now, let's put the context clues together. I'm going to assume, and I'm going to, I believe that the reason why he still lives in Sunnydale, California is because he was born and raised and he still lives in his childhood home with his mother. Now, I want to know, I'm curious. This man makes $120,000 a year. So based off of whatever the YouTube internet standards are, he might be a high value man if he's been making it for an extended period of time and he got the right network. Whatever it is, he's the man that y'all want because y'all said y'all wanted 6 figures, right? Y'all wanted 6 figures. So he lives with his mother and his wife lives with him. She holding him down. Y'all down with that, ladies? You moving in with a man and his mom? And this is based off of an assumption. Are you moving in with a man and his mom? All right, let's get it.
I started playing competitive basketball at the age of 12. I went on to play at a very elite high school basketball team. From high school, I played Division II basketball, and after 2 years, I transferred to play Division I basketball at USF. From college, I was able to play professionally in Taiwan.
He had to throw that in there like that mattered. I don't know why that mattered. Why does he still have hoop dreams? I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know why he threw that in there. This has nothing to do with the money.
I guess there is some negativity around the word cheap, but I feel like cheap to me has always meant smart and smart with your money and not buying things that are unnecessary. Expenses wise, we take the money we earn from social media and we cover all the living expenses, which is basically food and entertainment.
All right, so let's look at this. Dumb. I see the problems already. See, listen, y'all. Just because you're cheap does not mean that you're smart. Let me say it again. People that are very, very cheap with their money is not always wise with how it is that they move with their money. Now, based off of what I've been teaching you guys for an extended period of time, what's wrong with this budget? What's wrong with this budget? Based off of what I've been teaching you guys, and we've been reviewing these videos and so on and so forth, what is wrong with this budget? Thanos theory says median household income is $150,000 in Sunnyville. Really? So he's under the median household. Well, we don't know what his wife and his mother bring in. So, but he makes $120,000. So check it out. Nope. Y'all saying it's a lot for dining out. Nope. That ain't the main thing. Yep. That's one thing. A is savings. Hit it on the head, Marcus. Crypto and savings. Crypto and savings. No brokerage account. No other investments. Not investing in real estate. Not investing in blue chip companies that are stable, that will return dividends over time, that will continue to increase with the valuation. And even though it goes through ebbs and woes, this dude's primary vehicles for putting up money. He's fiscally responsible, but he's not smart when it comes to how it is that he's allocating his resources. Crypto and savings. Savings $2,000 a month is not going to grow over time and is getting decimated by inflation, which means that the value of his money continues to go down at least 9 to 10% every single year. Every single year. The banks love him, though. The banks love him. And crypto. Jesus Christ. And this is why you should not listen to everybody that is a social media influencer, because they do not know how to guide you when it comes to understanding the language of money. Let's go through the rest of this budget before I get frustrated. Subscription, 70, that's fine. Phone, 120, that's cool. Utilities, I'm guessing he paying the utilities because he don't pay any rent. I'm guessing. Because he doesn't have any rent, and that's why he's very cheap. Groceries, $250. Car insurance is $266. Dining out. So I think that groceries and dining out should be combined, right? And I'm assuming that he's dining out because he doesn't have to pay rent. So the equivalent of what somebody would pay for rent, he's just using it to go out and have food. Basically, that's what I'm seeing. Car insurance, $266. He doesn't have a car note. And savings. Jesus, that's bothering me. That is bothering me so much. Savings is $2,000. Crypto is $5,000. Sheesh. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Look, and it's Ether and Bitcoin. Boy, I know he eating his words now. This is so bad. This is very, very bad. It's smart. It's bad because he then substitute what he would pay, I guess, in rent for food, and then he puts money into savings, which is trash, and then he has crypto as his main investment vehicle. Dumb. Stupid, man. Very dumb.
Entertainment and utilities, internet.
Let me go ahead and get the Dusty Zone up out of here. I haven't did this in a while. Yay!
Etc. From 12 a.m. to 3 p.m., that's the cheapest electricity. Feel free to use our outlets, charge your phone, your laptops, but after 3 p.m., make sure you unplug it. No, seriously, make sure you guys unplug it, okay?
Oh, I couldn't live with that.
We're very blessed that my mom lets me live here for free, rent-free. She's a great landlord. So one of the drawbacks of living with your landlord is that she gets to put up random photos of her family. Good-looking guy. Heard he's pretty successful too. There are some stigmas around living with your parents that I think are more bound to American culture, but I think in the Asian cultures, it is so common for sons and daughters to live with their moms and dads. And it's not from an aspect of like mooching off them, it's an aspect of, oh, we want to take care of our parents.
Cap, you trying to hold on to that money and you want to make sure that you can minimize your expenses so you can go out to eat as much as you want. And so you're living off of your parents. You're not taking care of your parents. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Listen, I understand living with your parents for an extended period of time in order to make sure that you get yourself up or you really get solid footing and foundation. But bro, past a certain age, you got to get out. You have to go. You have to get out. You have to get out of your parents' house and you have to forge your own path. Being cheap is not always good. Let me say that again. Being cheap does not necessarily translate into good. Leslie Ayers said, didn't like Anton at first, but realized a reflection of what I was doing in my life. We must protect Anton at all costs. Made $42,000 last year at 40 just at the job. Imagine what I can do in the Patreon. Shout out to Leslie. Leslie, send me a message in the Patreon. I'm going to make sure that you're successful personally. I'm going to pour into you personally. I got to see that you're successful. Shout out to you, baby girl. Let's continue.
On paper, in college, I majored in business administration, but honestly, I just
That is a basket weaving degree.
played basketball, so I majored in basketball. My senior year of college, I got a random email from a basketball agent, and given that I wasn't a big fan of school and jumping into the real world, I just hopped on a plane and decided to sign a contract to play professional basketball for 2 years.
I wonder how many times he did that. He made $2,000 to $3,000 a month as a professional basketball player in Taiwan, which is nothing. That's here in America, and I don't know what the translation is in Taiwan, but here in America, that's poverty. That's poverty here in America. I'm guessing that he doesn't teach anything except for how to be cheap. I'm not a fan of being cheap. I believe in paying for what you want. I believe working hard. I'm not here to just get the very minimum. I'm not going to be monitoring when I can use electrical outlets in the wall. The people that I surround myself with, the women that I know, they not about to be out here being cheap just for the sake of saying it. Nah, this is whack. This is absolutely whack. But let me finish listening to him.
I felt a little bit burnt out. It was just so physically demanding, and I didn't feel like my body was holding up. My knees were starting to hurt. The transition away from basketball was mainly just motivated by find something that was more long-term and potentially more lucrative.
Ubik, okay. Ubik builds private networks for utility companies to connect things like water meters to a smart grid. Smart, dope. Moved back to the States in April 2020 to help the company expand into the U.S. market, okay. Moved back to the States.
My wife has a full-time job in biotech. She earns a salary and she sends a good portion back to Taiwan to take care of her family, and the rest.
How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about people that make money over here and then send the majority of their resources back to their own country? I feel some type of way about that. I know that this is a money show, but I talk about more than just money, and I look at every aspect of what people are talking about. How do y'all feel about people that take the resources that they earn over here and they send it back to their country? That they capitalize off of the American economy and then they pour their money back into their own people. I feel some type of way about that.
She saves up. So I'm not taking on a salary right now from my startup company, and I'm just going to be compensated in equity.
That's smart. So I wonder how much money that the actual startup actually makes, because I don't think that the startup is actually profitable. Most startups are not profitable, contrary to popular belief. Let me say that again. Most startups are not profitable, contrary to popular belief. So him saying I'm not taking a salary doesn't necessarily mean anything to me. And he's saying that I'm taking equity. Well, you already started and you owned the company, so of course you're going to take equity in the company. And unless it's gone IPO, initial public offering, and it's a publicly traded company, then the value of the company is not necessarily based off of anything outside of whatever the angel investors pour into it. So unless he funded it himself and he owns 100% of it, I'm curious as to what the valuation of that startup is.
I found out that nearby my house, just like
wait, let me back up. What I missed that part. So basically what he's telling you is that his Tesla is a business expense. So he's minimizing his personal costs, which is very, very smart. He's minimizing his own personal costs, and any money that, or whatever monies that the company is making, is also going into funding his lifestyle because they lease. Him saying they lease. Now remember, he said that it's his startup, right? He's saying they lease the car for him, meaning basically his car is being paid for as a business expense on behalf of the company that he started. That's really what he's saying. So he has no personal expenses when it came to purchasing his Tesla. Smart man. What do we talk about all the time? Shout out to Queen J. Queen J says, just checking in, family. Miss y'all. Been super tired from training at my new job. Was able to get a bonus from my other job. See y'all next week. Shout out to Queen J. Shout out to Queen J. We love Queen J. That's my baby girl. Also one of my bag chasers. Hey, babe. What's going on, baby girl? How you feel? Get some rest. We got Fight Club tonight, okay?
I found out that nearby my house, just like a 10 to 15 minute walk, a 7-minute scooter ride, is some free EV charging stations. So the majority of the time I drive over to these free charging stations, I plug it in, and then I scooter back home.
That is cheap. No. That is too cheap. So you telling me you don't even plug in at home? You drive over to a free charging station and leave it there, and then you scooter back home. I can't live like that. I'm sorry. Listen, I know this is money. I know we trying to save every dollar possible. His portfolio probably absolutely went tank as a result of having crypto, but I'm not living like that. I am not living like that. My time is worth too much money to do that.
Make around $10,000 a month from brand deals. And these brand deals, it's either 1 a month or 2 a month. The first time we ever got a brand deal was with this random night vision camera company. When they threw an offer at us for $600, we were just in shock. Like, wow, people will actually pay us money to make creative videos. And the thing is that throughout the whole process of making that ad, we really had a lot of fun. We've done promotion videos with brands like Ford, Xiaomi, eBay, just to name a few. Being at a startup is a complete grind. So I leave this type of social media stuff to the weekends on my free time. Sometimes I can go a month or 2 months without posting or touching any social media, and that's just because running a startup is just so demanding. We have brands reaching out to us daily, usually 3 to 5 a day, and because we have full-time jobs and we live such a simple life that we have the luxury to kind of pick and choose who we want to work with.
So keep in mind exactly what it is that he's saying here. He's saying that we work our butts off. During the week, they grind, they hustle, they put everything that they can into what is going on, so much so that he don't even have time to focus on social media until the weekends, when he has some leisure time to do so. Most people that are making a high salary or are very successful when it comes to what they're doing from a business perspective work much harder than the average everyday person. Flex. Most people that are putting in the grind and are hustling work much, much harder than the people that go to work just a regular 9 to 5, do their 40 hours, actually only work 2 hours on the job and then go home every single day. It's the truth.
The most lucrative single brand deal we've done is around $20,000 for a weekend's work of shooting and editing. But the brainstorming process took around 3 to 4 weeks to come up with a bunch of scripts and storyboards to share with the brand.
Uh-oh, he dancing?
I don't think I invest in the traditional way.
Let me tell y'all something else that y'all can glean from this video is that most people do not make money from social media. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, Twitter. Most people, the overwhelming majority of content creators, even if they're monetized, don't make actual money from the social media platforms. It's the brand deals. It's all of the other stuff. And they use that social media popularity in order to leverage and get into other things. It's just like the rappers, right? Most rappers that are signed to a major label don't make money off the album. They make money off of the merch. They make money off the touring. They make money off of everything else. So being able to market yourself effectively is the wave versus looking to get compensation from whatever the AdSense or whatever it is, or TikTok's compensation, because they don't really make any money off of that. They make all of their money off the brand deals.
Put all my excess money in cryptocurrency. I buy Bitcoin, Ethereum. Every month I tuck away like $5,000 and invest that in cryptocurrency. After you.
So that $50,000 is probably about $15,000 at this point. So he was all cheap and all of that junk for no reason. He did all of that scootering listen, think about this for a minute, y'all. He did all of this scootering back and forth, and he makes sure that they don't plug into certain outlets at certain times. And then meanwhile, he lost a whole bunch of money, or he's down a whole bunch of money as a result of his bad insight and information. So what this is telling you is that it's much wiser to make informed decisions that would then be able to actually yield you a better return and a better lifestyle than try to cheap your way through life and making uninformed decisions that won't yield you the results that you want. Let me say that again. He actually could have lived a better lifestyle and been more informed and made more money than spending his time trying to cheap out and live in a lower lifestyle. And this is how people don't really understand the language of money. It's not how cheap can you be. It's how informed are you so that you can make the right investments that can then support whatever it is that you're trying to do from a lifestyle perspective. And people think backwards, right? They say stuff like, why would I ever, I don't know, spend $1,000 on a phone, right? Why would I spend $1,000 on a phone? And then I say, is no way that I'm not going to spend $1,000 on the best available phone. Or they say stuff like, why would I spend $5,000 on a MacBook Pro 16-inch with all of the gizmos and gadgets and gadgets or whatever, right? I don't know how much this might cost, $3,000, $5,000, whatever, right? But think about it. It allowed for me to get rid of my iMac. I don't have to have an iPad anymore. I don't have to have multiple gadgets. And I write it off as a business expense. And because it's the most powerful and it has the most storage, it allows for me to be able to work much quicker, faster, and make way more money. So while you over there with that $600 laptop that can't even do a live stream, I have the best thing that generally generates more revenue for me in the end. So you should have invested more money. And again, that don't mean to buy the best thing every single time, but I'm telling you, you need to start looking at things more from a business perspective because he lost money while also being cheap. Now tell me how that worked. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
I think I've just been brainwashed by the community here in Silicon Valley. I think I'm just under the influence of these peers of mine that crypto is going to take off. And to be honest, it has had some healthy returns, so I'm not complaining.
So much for that idea, huh? This video is a few months old. So much for that idea, huh?
A big part of me being proud of being cheap has to do with my high school experience. I went to a private high school. I distinguished very early on that I wasn't going to be able to flaunt the way they were flaunting money, drive the cars they were driving, wear the brands they were wearing. So I was just decided to put myself on the opposite end of the spectrum and make.
You know, I see somebody in the chat, they says, but are you going to be saying the same thing in 3 to 5 years though? Holders get paid, traders get burned. I'm the person that says, whatever investment that you make it for the next 25 years, right? So it's not a matter of, am I going to be saying it in 3 to 5 years? But I don't look at the short term. I look at the long term. The point that I'm making is that he's not speaking anything about being an informed investor. He's just putting it all in there. And because he's putting it all in one entity and he's not actually putting it in companies that actually generate a return, it tells me that he doesn't truly understand what investment in crypto is. You have to fully understand exactly what you're investing in instead of gambling. All this is gambling, and he's losing right now. He's taking an L as a result of his gambling. You have to be an informed investor. It doesn't mean that crypto is bad. It means that everybody that's trying to lean into it in order to get rich are not informed investors. But let's continue.
Being cheap and frugal and utilitarian cool. I've never been one to buy like name brand stuff. I'm not willing to spend a premium for just a logo or a brand.
This is weird.
We're not frugal about dining out, so every time we want to go to a restaurant or try some new place, we just go. And we're not very conscious about what budget we spend on food.
Think about that though. Think about what he's just said. I don't give a F about what it is that I'm spending on food, but I give a flying F about plugging my phone up between the hours of 2 and 10 p.m. How is this making sense to you? Does this make sense to y'all? Am I the one that's looking at this crazy? I don't care. I have no budget. I don't check the prices. I go out, we buy, and we spend what we want to spend on what it is that we want to eat. But make sure you don't plug your devices in between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. at night. I'm going to take an hour out of an hour at least, because you got to go and get it. I'm going to take an hour out of my day to drive my car down the street, plug it into the free charger, let it sit for hours, and scooter back and then scooter back again to go and get in my car just because I don't want to pay for electricity. How does that make sense? I don't understand, honestly. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm genuinely crazy about what it is that I'm saying, but that's weird. That is weird. And anybody that understands the value of their time would never, that truly has a high value of their time, would never do that as far as wasting their time taking their vehicle back and forth to charge it. Come on, man.
We have like a small chunk of our monthly income that just goes to entertainment, whether that goes to a little bit of travel or just doing some activities with friends.
This is weird, man.
If you were to tell me 2 years ago that I was going to be a social media personality with millions of viewers, doing brand ads, I'd be in disbelief, and here we are. We found out that my wife is pregnant. It hasn't really settled in yet because I've only seen these like black and white photos.
I couldn't imagine being raised with cheap parents. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, for not putting me in this position.
It doesn't even look human, so it hasn't really settled in with me, and I haven't really changed.
They saying that's a nice home. That's their mama's home. That's their mama's home. There's nothing staying with your parents for an extended period of time, but staying there and then spending $1,000 a month on food is crazy to me. That's their mama's home. That's not their house.
Any of my spending habits or saving habits. Yeah, we decided to have this baby because we wanted a new character in our content. And that was the cheapest way, is just to make your own character for your content. And we did it. Yeah. And we don't know whether it's a boy or girl yet.
Wait. Did he say what I thought he said? I think I missed it. Hold on. Let me back that up.
Any of my spending habits or saving habits. Yeah, we decided to have this baby because we wanted a new character in our content.
Tell me he trolling. That gotta be a troll, right? He said we decided to have this baby because we wanted a new character in our content. That gotta be a troll. Tell me he trolling, bro. He gotta be trolling. If he's doing that, that's insane. We decided to have this baby because we wanted a new character in our content. That's got to be a troll.
And that was the cheapest way, is just to make your own character for your content.
I'm assuming that's a troll.
We did it. Yeah. And we don't know whether it's a boy or girl yet. Judging by the photos, I mean, we're sure it's human.
Is this, sure?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks a little... I think that where I'm at in my career, I'm kind of in limbo, where I'm still very, very personally vested emotionally and financially in my
still trying to be a comedian.
I really want that to succeed. But yeah, I mean, everyone that I talk to about where I'm at right now is always trying to encourage me to just pursue this social media and creative passion. But I'm still quite firm that I really want to see this startup through.
I mean, that's not that bad. I'm not killing him or anything like that because of what he said. I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's not like he out here being dusty. And he's a scourge on society. It is some red flags in there. I don't like the fact that they just sending a whole bunch of money back into another country. But you can't control what anybody do, especially if it's legal. I don't like the fact that he cheap out on one thing and then he act like the life don't mean nothing on the other. I do like the fact that he is having his business vehicles and a lot of his other expenses is being tied to the business. That's very smart. And I don't like the way that he has his budget set up, because how you going to spend $1,000 a month eating out and you live in your mama crib, and then at the same time, you trying to finesse us acting like you're doing it to take care of your parents, when in reality, you're doing it to save money. And then you super cheap. And then on top of that, you put $2,000 into savings instead of making sure that you're beating the rate of inflation over long term. And then you putting $5,000 a month into crypto. Make it make sense for me, Freaky Jason. There's too many red flags in this. There's too many holes in this story. There's too many problems. I don't understand why he's moving the way he's moving. And I don't think that he's looking at things from a business perspective. So I'd love to get your comments. I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me. I have to get my daughter over to the airport and then over into this funeral situation. I will be in Tampa. We got Fight Club tonight. We never miss. We getting it popping. Thank you guys for continuing to rock with me. I love you. I appreciate you. Shout out to my dog Aaron with the Trash Bulls. He says you should review Extreme's Cheatskates video. That might give me a heart attack. God forbid. I do not. Is that what y'all want? Y'all want me to mix it up with Extreme Cheapskate videos too? All right. Blame Aaron. But if you want to see me stressed out, this is all Aaron's fault. Blame Aaron. Do not say anything. You want to see me stressed out with this Extreme Cheapskates. I don't know. Oh my God. I'll try it one time. I'll do it one time. We'll see how it goes, and then we're going to play it by ear from there. All right. Listen, again, if you guys are not a part of the Patreon, you need to tap in today. The first of the month is the best day for you to join. It is basically hardly nothing. Nothing. You can't even get 2 meals at McDonald's for the price of the Patreon. Real talk. I mean, let's start to take care of and think of what our priorities are. You're going to go out here and you're going to spend $250 on these hoes, and you're not going to even pour into yourself where you create a network of people that's best suited for your lifestyle. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm going to update y'all with the coaching prices later. If you need to get in touch with me with a coaching call, Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com. We're going to get y'all popping. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, but I need y'all to do me one more thing before we get up out of here and J Ben say what he got to say. Frugal Fridays seem to be a theme now. No fumble on the Fridays. No fumble in the bag this weekend. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But I need y'all to do me one more thing before we get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be rich by ourselves. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I rock with y'all. Thank y'all for holding me down. Don't fumble the bag on a Friday. Leave it all out on the table. Make sure that we having a good weekend, and we will be live streaming tonight on the Millionaire Morning Show. Well, Millionaire Morning Show. Fight Club. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm on your way out the door and hit the subscribe button. I love y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.